My name is Monica Gleberman, and you're listening to Silence on Set podcast. On today's podcast, we're talking to the cast of Flamin Hot, which is an inspiring true story of Richard Montanez, the Frito Lay janitor who channeled his Mexican-American heritage and upbringing to turn the iconic Flamin Hot Cheetos into a snack that disrupted the food industry and became a global pop cultural phenomenon. So, to talk about the film, we're starting off with Matt Walsh and Dennis Haysbert. Hi, how are both of you?
Good, Monica. How are you?
Good. I'm like, legends are on with me right now. I'm so excited to speak with both of you.
Bless you.
So I'm just going to jump in because we only have 5 minutes and there's so much goodness in this film. But I wanted to ask both of you, what made you want to be attached to telling the story, which I think a lot of people don't know, which is based off a true story. And how do your characters kind of interact with Richard and help him sort of along his way? And I guess I'll start with Matt because you're the first one on my screen.
I think it's a beautiful exploration about Mexican Hispanic culture in this country. I think it's a wonderful insight into the challenges and also the breaking into mainstream, if you will, of American culture. I think food is like internationally a great way to understand people. You know, we break bread together, we have wonderful conversations. So it's a great way into merging a culture, or at least understanding. I don't think I ever had guacamole until the 80s. You know what I mean? Like certain things, or sushi, you know, like certain waves of culture come into our country. And I think it's a neat exploration of using food as a way of understanding people and their culture.
And how's it for you, Dennis, in terms of being attached to it and wanting to tell the story and your character?
Well, I tell you something. Me myself, as Dennis, have been involved with spice all my life.
Right.
So the cultural differences were not that different. I mean, I'm part Puerto Rican, so coming from that part of the world, I love spice. Now, there's an interesting spice in Flamin Hot Cheetos that's that's acquired, but as far as the character is concerned, I love the camaraderie that develops with it. There's still that divide and conquer kind of element to it. And once we got past that within the story, which I love that part of the story, it was smooth sailing.
For both of you, what was it like to hearing about the story? I don't know if either of you knew about it ahead of time. I did not. And when I found out, I was so shocked to hear this amazing story of how it started and how it became. So I wanted to ask both of you, what it was like learning about Richard and his story. And then of course I have to ask, if you've had them before, if you love Flaming Hot, and it's just so crazy how something like that could be a part of our lives and we don't even know kind of how it started.
Well, I personally don't get into hot snack foods because it requires having too much hydration nearby, and then you got to go to the bathroom. So that's my take. But I loved getting to know Richard on set because it was having this resource and his story was alive. And I think we all had tremendous amount of respect knowing that he's watching us portray his life. And so it was interesting to be in that mode. And I'm a sucker for, an American dream tale. If anybody sticks to their dream and they bring something to market, I'm going to watch that movie. So I was honored to be around it.
And Dennis, how was it for you being able to kind of see Richard, be a part of his story, learn how this got created? I mean, it's just unbelievable.
It was really interesting sitting down and talking to him about it. I mean, a lot of what he was telling me was in the script, except for one tidbit about Clarence that he knew. But he gave me some nice reinforcement on the way I was playing Clarence, because he said it did start off rocky, but once they understood each other and understood, their plights were kind of tied together. And it was kind of it was inclusionary. I mean, it was inclusive for us to be to work together, because I'm already at a certain point where I don't know where I sit in the company, but I can actually help him rise. Once I figured out that he wasn't trying to take my job, that he had his own agenda for what he wanted to do. Oh, I had nothing but support for him. And I love that aspect of the film.
I love how it's told too, because it's such a great story, but it's told in such a happy way. I feel like sometimes when there's like an underdog story, it's told really depressing and sad in the beginning. This is like a fighter from the beginning. The movie starts through the end. It's told in a light way, in a funny way, even though he's doing so many things and pushing through so many barriers. So I guess for the two of you, I wanted to know, oh, it's my last question. For the two of you, I'll do a two-part question. I wanted to know for each of you, was that nice to be able to tell a story where it wasn't like an underdog, total depressing in the beginning, that it was told in a very different way? And then also, what are you hoping that people walk out, of the theater thinking or learning or taking away from it? I know, Matt, you kind of mentioned a little bit about food, like, bringing us together, but is there anything that you would want people to take away from when they walk out?
Sure,
What I'd like people to take away from this story is this: if we all work together, anything and everything is possible. And especially in a country right now that seems so divided. If we all just came together and realized we're all one group of people, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Everything's possible.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that. We need each other. And in the same way Richard was the visionary, he needed Clarence. He needed all those guys, those cholos, to get out there and do the street marketing. And yeah, he was the visionary, but they needed each other. And if you want to do something wonderful or good, we got to work together.
Yeah. Well, I love it so much. And I just want to thank you guys. I think it's such a great story. It's told in such a different way. And I love it so much that it's told in the way it's told. I mean, I just love it. It's funny.
I can tell.
It's exciting. It's, it's just so, and it's so interesting. And the two of you are fantastic. So I want to thank both of you. And I agree. I think, this just shows you just even more how we all need to just come together and how easy it is. It's just so easy. It's not that difficult. And the two of you are fantastic in it. So thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Annie Gonzalez and Jesse Garcia. How are you guys?
Are you in the Matrix?
Just a really nice background that I put up.
I love it.
Thank you. I love both of you.
Ah, shucks.
Get out of here, Monica.
So I'm going to jump in because I have so many questions in so little time. But first of all, congratulations, because the two of you freaking nailed it in this movie. You guys
thanks.
are so good. I love it. I love it so much. I love how it's told. I love that it's a true story. I love that there's humor in it. I love that it's not like an underdog, like tragedy when it starts. I love that it just has everything that you could possibly want in a true story. Love everything about it. So I want to ask both of you what it was like playing, obviously, real people and being able to tell the story of how Flamin Cheetos existed, because I didn't even know how this even happened to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that it would be a kind of like some chemists and boardroom meetings and corporate designers to do this thing, and it came from the brain of Richard Montanez and the love of Judy, So it was fun shooting this movie and portraying these guys. Me playing Richard, they're very, very sweet, and they're super, super smart.
Yeah, and the two of you do such a great job as playing husband and wife and kind of supporting each other and dealing with the hard times. And I know, obviously, yes, it's based off of Richard's life, but for both of you, how was it working together and making sure to form that bond? Because I'm sure you guys know, like with my parents, I grew up with very little money. It's very difficult, and to show that on screen and for it to be so accurate and feel like I really felt like you guys were married. So like, what was it like?
I kind
for
of
the
feel
two
like
you?
it too. I feel like we're married. We're constantly fighting. She's always picking on me.
I'm always trying to hug him,
Yeah,
and he's always saying, "Get off, you old broad." You know what I
she makes
mean?
fun of my outfits. She goes, "Man, that shirt's tight."
I like literally have never done that.
Man, now see what she does. She gets on camera. She's like, yeah, you should see the abuse that I take.
Shut up. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh no! What did I start on camera?
No, we love each other.
I'm gonna smile through this.
It was. He's like, I love my job. We love each other. It was effortless. It was seamless to be able to play together on and off the screen. Like, we're really good friends as well and talk frequently. And Jesse is a natural born leader, so it made sense with the dynamic of Judy and Richard. You know.
Yeah, and I think you guys fit it so well. Oh my gosh, I have 1 minute left already. I'm gonna ask a two-part question really quickly. So for both of you, I want to know what you felt like you learned from Richard, because I feel like I learned so much about myself watching it, and just things that I should maybe try to do better and go after more. So I wanted to know if the two of you learned anything from him, and then also, what are you most excited about for fans to see and learn from this film?
Well, I think it's going to be great for people. I think it's going to sneak up on people. This is a very universal story, you know? You think you're going to go in thinking you're watching a Hot Cheetos movie when it's really a love story. Mm-hmm. You know?
And I think I learned that being your authentic self and digging deeper into who you are is your superpower. You know, that's the thing. The thing that separates you is usually the thing that can uplift you as well.
Yeah. Well, I would talk to you guys for so much longer if I could. I love both of you. I just want to say congratulations, because the performances you guys did and over the years that they show you guys, I love the outfits. I love the act. I just love every single thing that the two of you did, all of the decisions you made. I love this film, and I could not be happier for the both of you. So thank you so much for talking with me, and congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoyed listening to Matt, Dennis, Annie, and Jesse talk about what it was like playing a real life set of characters in the latest hit, Flamin Hot from Searchlight. The film will be available on Hulu and Disney Plus starting on June 9th, so make sure you go and check it out. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're updated on all of our latest podcasts, and head over to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe so you're updated on all of our video content.